I would love to share my brand new story, which is the sequel to Sophie Spectacles, and it's called Sophie Spectacles, The Magic Returns. So grab yourself a comfy chair and a blanket and sit back and relax. So what happened next after Sophie learned to believe in herself? What happened to the magic glasses? There are so many questions. Well, Miss Cookie gave the glasses to Sophie for her to keep, and Sophie wore them from time to time to help her to remember to look for the good in herself and others. But the glasses also had another gift for Sophie to see. Sophie had no idea when she woke up that day what would happen. It was a grey Monday morning and Sophie arrived at school. She hung up her coat and bag and went to her classroom and sat down at her desk. "Hi Molly," she said, but Molly just ignored her. Alexandra looked over at Molly and Sophie. "What's wrong, Molly?" asked Alexandra. "Nothing. Leave me alone," shouted Molly. Sophie was worried about Molly. This just wasn't like her. Alexandra felt hurt and upset. She had tears in her eyes. When break time came, the girls went outside to play. Sam and Jack came over too. "Do you want to play football with us?" they asked. "Oh yes," said Sophie and Alexandra. But Molly just looked at them angrily and turned away. "What's wrong with you?" asked Sam. "Nothing's wrong with me. What's wrong with you?" she shouted back. Molly ran off to be on her own. Sophie was now quite worried. Molly was such a kind friend, and Sophie had never seen her behave like this before. It was very out of character. As Sophie went back to class, she went to the cloakroom and reached into her bag to get her red glasses. As her hand reached deeper into the bag, she felt her fingers begin to tingle. She peered into the bag and it was lit with a golden glowing light. "It's the magic glasses Miss Cookie gave me," said Sophie in amazement. She had forgotten about them. Then all of a sudden the memory of the glasses came flooding back. The glasses were trying to tell her something. Sophie reached into the bag and took out the glasses. "I wonder what will happen if I put them on." Sophie placed the magic spectacles around her ears. She looked around. Everything appeared quite normal. Then she went back to her classroom and sat down. Mrs. White was teaching the class all about space and the planets. The children were sitting down watching a short video about a space rocket launching in America. Sophie looked around for Molly, but she couldn't see her. Her seat was empty. "I wonder where she's gone," thought Sophie. At lunchtime, Sophie went outside to play. She asked Mrs. Ball where Sophie was. I think she's in the office. I don't think she's feeling very well." "Oh, can I go and see her?" asked Sophie. Yes, I'll take you to her," said Mrs. Ball. "Sophie's here to see you," said Mrs. Ball. As soon as Sophie looked at Molly, something incredible happened. She began to glow. Sophie started to see Molly's thoughts and memories. Molly was thinking about her dog Alfie. She could see Molly taking him to the vet and then Alfie lying down on the table having an injection. Sophie saw the tears rolling down Molly's face. She felt her sadness and her pain as she watched her dog fall asleep. Then she saw Molly leave the vet sobbing as her mum carried her to the car to take her home. Sophie felt Molly's despair. Her dog Alfie was very old and wasn't well at all. The vet said he would need to stay overnight and they would know more in the morning. So that's why Molly is so sad and angry. The glasses could envision Molly's memories and help Sophie understand why she felt the way she did. Sophie realised that Molly was worried about Alfie and found it hard to explain how she was feeling. The glasses made Sophie understand that Molly was doing her best with everything that was happening around her. "Molly, let me help," said Sophie. "What do you mean?" asked Molly. "Hold my hand," said Sophie. As soon as the girls had held hands, something even more magical happened. Molly began to see how Sophie, Alexandra, Sam and Jack had all been trying to help her. She realised that they were worried about her. So the glasses gave the girls empathy and compassion for each other. They made the girls realise that they were doing the best they could with how they were feeling. "Those glasses are amazing," said Molly. "I know," said Sophie. "They're magical." "I really hope Alfie will be okay," said Sophie. "Whatever happens, I'm glad I have you as my friend to help me," said Molly to Sophie. Sophie put the spectacles back in her bag. She couldn't wait to see what the glasses would help her to do next. So children, that's my story, all about Sophie's spectacles and how the magic returns. So I really hope you've enjoyed my story today, and I look forward to telling you many more. Goodbye.